The Arabian Gulf Oil Company is a national company owned by the Libyan state, headquartered in Benghazi. It was nationalized in 1971. The company works in the field of oil and natural gas exploration, production, and refining. It is considered the first and largest oil company in Libya in terms of oil production. The company enjoys a prestigious position among international companies due to its production capacity and huge oil reserves. Qualified and professionally trained national elements in the oil and gas industry have contributed to raising the company's position locally and regionally, as the number of its employees exceeds 9,000 in various technical and administrative fields. I would like to touch on the achievements in the strategic projects that the Arabian Gulf Oil Company has achieved, thanks to the combined efforts of all the company's employees. Among the strategic projects that the company has completed is the project of launching 2 turbines in the sinaeat field, which we have previously talked about, as well as the attachments and gas compressors for the turbine, as well as work on maintaining the network of the misla and sinaeat fields. The work is still ongoing, and some of it has been completed. In addition to the launching of turbines and the technical tests of the gas turbine station at the Nafura field station with a capacity of 42 mega and the sinaeat field, which has a capacity of 36 mega, in the sinaeat field, each turbine is 18 mega, and in the Nafura field, each turbine is 21 mega. Among the strategic projects that the Arabian Gulf Oil Company has completed or begun to embark on is the project to link the sinaeat field and Tobruk, and the 100-kilometer project, where 58% of it has been completed, and it is expected that this project will be completed by the end of this year. There is now a project to maintain or replace a line for a distance of 100 kilometers. With the support of the National Oil Corporation, the Arabian Gulf Oil Company was able to bring in materials and equipment to start the project, which has achieved a completion rate of 75% so far. It is expected that this project will be completed before the end of this year, and thus the Arabian Gulf Oil Company will get rid of the stoppages resulting from leaks in the line that lead to a decrease in production. Among the achievements made by the company is tie-in wells. The wells are usually drilled far from the complexes in which the processes of separating gas, oil, and water are carried out. These wells are a distance of 1 or 2 kilometers and are tied in mechanically, meaning they are tied to pipes. 75% of the Arabian Gulf Oil Company's wells produce electrically, ESP. The company undertook to prepare the wells that were closed for technical reasons and needed maintenance, so a large number of wells operated. These wells achieved 93,000 barrels of increased production, which is considered the largest production achieved in the oil sector in the system or dashboard. The Arabian Gulf Oil Company in 2024 was able to reach 300,000 barrels per day, and this was of course announced by NOC. The reason for increase in production was due to the cooperation with other giant companies that helped reach 1.4 million barrels per day. The Arabian Gulf Oil Company has plans to increase production and can adjust production or increase its production despite the challenges. Among the challenges facing the Arabian Gulf Oil Company is paying off debts, as well as the availability of spare parts and activating the warehouse system that provides equipment shortages with automatic demand. But this requires very large sums, and we hope that these sums will be available during this year. Of course, the exploration department continues its work. Contracts have now been signed and companies have actually begun to present in the seismic surveys of large areas because exploration is very important to compensate for the lost production in the long years, almost 60 years. The Arabian Gulf Oil Company has 11 to 15 discovered fields, marginal fields, meaning fields that range from 10 to 30,000 barrels. The National Oil Corporation has a vision to develop these fields from outside the general budget through the private sector. This is an excellent step to increase production and develop these existing fields that have been discovered for many years and have not been developed. We seek to use the new technology that is used in developing the reserve and increasing it. When we say the reserve is 40%, we mean that we produce 40% of what was discovered, while the remaining 60% remains underground and cannot be produced by conventional methods. Of course, with regard to sustainable development, the Health, Safety and Environment Department played a major role, especially health, in providing internal and external health insurance for employees. There is an organization and an integrated system for following up on patients, medicines, and others. We also thank the Sustainable Development Department at the National Oil Corporation for providing the work of the afforestation campaign, and about 20,000 trees were planted in the vast area in the Nafura field. In fact, this is an achievement that is considered excellent, and we hope that the Sustainable Development Department will continue this project in the rest of the fields until we are able to eliminate desertification and the areas affected by any air impurities. We also have the J22 project with a completion rate of 96% by exploiting gas in the Misla and Sirir fields, making what is called zero flare, and this is considered an excellent step towards protecting the environment. ADUCO Management Committee held 24 meetings during 2024. This means a management committee meeting every 2 weeks, and the items presented in each meeting are not less than 50 items, including the production increase meetings that are held approximately every 2 weeks. In addition to meetings with international companies and conferences to represent the Arabian Gulf Oil Company, our company also participated in important external meetings with NOC in several important international conferences that gave an image of the Arabian Gulf Oil Company and the oil sector in Libya, that it is strongly present and that the oil operations, drilling, and exploration are continuing. We also notice the return of foreign companies. We would also like to thank national companies that contributed to the infrastructure. Among the things that ADUCO is also keen on is providing services, whether by providing airports and facilitating the transportation processes for all the employees throughout Libya. The Arabian Gulf Oil Company is a home in a company that includes all the cities of Libya, and this requires air and land transportation. In fact, when I talk about these achievements are not attributed to the chairman of Management Committee alone. This is the success of the members of Management Committee, department managers, supervisors, coordinators, department heads, all employees, and field supervisors. They work in difficult conditions and are always guarding against production loss and technical problems. This, of course, is due to experience, dedication, and patriotism. We also thank the media department in ADUCO for its role in documenting this information and documenting the visits. I always tell the employees of the Arabian Gulf Oil Company in the fields that each of you are part of a link that constitutes the Arabian Gulf Company, and if one of those links goes missing, the consequences will be noticeable.